Are you wondering what your favorite wacky nerds are up to? Search for Campaigns of the Plains on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, and make sure to follow and like us to keep up with all our content and news. You might also find exclusive content for fans only. Remember to catch us on YouTube every Friday at noon for a new episode of Campaigns of the Plains.
Welcome to Campaigns of the Plains. We're doing our 6-shot Monster of the Week in between series, and we're here back with our intrepid group of hunters seeking the culprit for a series of mysterious murders that have been happening across Rapid City. Before we get into the action, remember to go to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, your favorite podcast platform, and make sure to follow us, like us, do all that fancy stuff. And yeah, we appreciate your support, and it inspires us to make even more content. I mean, we still do it anyway, but hey, we can always use, the little boost. Anyway, back to the game. When we last left off, the group had been investigating these murders that have happened in Rapid City. Half of the team, Trixi and Mickey, headed off to a toy shop where they confronted the owner, a werewolf, who said that there was no connection between him and the murders or his pack. As they were leaving, the toy shop exploded, and the owner, thinking that these hunters had crossed him, deceived him, started to attack them, and they narrowly escaped and got to safety, but not before being bitten and scratched by this werewolf. And so the other half of the team, David and Toni, were investigating these murders at the police station, looking through their files and investigating corpses when they heard that there was a incident. They chased down the other two, and they regrouped, decided to continue their mission together, and called Susie. Susie, after learning that two of them had been infected with lycanthropy, called them to Keystone, where they were ushered into a secret facility where they were able to cast a spell to supposedly dispel the lycanthropy curse, and where the group can gather information, new weapons, and figure out what their next steps are. At the very end, we saw David run into none other than the daughter of Raymond Grayson, who seemingly has been the ward of Susie Barton for 5 years or more. And so that is where we're going to start again. So, David, here is Gemma Grayson. She bumps into you, looks at you, and is like, hi.
Very preteen of her.
Right?
Who are you?
I'm Special Agent David Fox. Who are you?
I'm none of your business. Creep.
Nice to meet you, none of your business.
Oh my god, you're such a dad. Anyway, wow. Excuse me?
That child is giving you lots of attitude.
And she starts walking away from you, and she's still staring at you because no one told her there was people visiting, and she's like, Biddy! And then Biddy pops into existence next to her, and she's like, who's he? And Biddy reassures her that you are a guest of the facility for now. Are you saying anything to her? Or?
Well, I don't know that I would really recognize her. I mean, it's been I don't even think, if I've seen her, it's only been a picture, and she would have been much younger.
Kids hold on to their familiar facial shapes for a while.
Well, yeah, but she's entered the early teens, so she's probably not quite different.
Yes, she looks very different.
She looks different, but
if she was even 8 when I saw her, she looks
different, but probably similar enough that you'd recognize her, I bet. Especially since you knew her name was Gemma, and then You knew her name here is Gemma?
Well, she didn't say. She said her name was not my business.
Did Susie tell us what her name was?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Susie did say her ward's name was Gemma. But she didn't say the last name. But so David, you have seen a picture of Gemma before, and it was a younger picture. It's strange. You've been in contact with Grayson for, the last few years. And you do recall seeing a picture he sent to you about 2 years ago.
Okay.
Looking for his daughter. And so that's how you would have ran it.
What?
Whoa.
What?
Some spooky dooky stuff going on, huh?
I don't think that no one... Okay. Wait, I'm sorry. Raymond was with me, and we skipped the rest of the 80s.
Close to the door.
Oh, I was like, you got some haunting sounds coming.
Get the ghost.
Yeah, it's... I'm sorry, that is our furnace. And we've notified the landlord twice, and it still squeals like a dying pig.
Yeah, lovely.
Dying pig.
Yeah, that's a fun noise to have.
Yes.
Anyway, so yeah, you do know of Gemma, and you've seen her picture, and yes, she does look older, but Grayson
it's
is
only a couple years.
very interested in meeting her again and gain custody back. He sounded very concerned about his daughter last you talked to him.
Interesting. Very interesting.
I was like, 2 years ago, Raymond Grayson was currently skipping through time.
Yeah.
I'm concerned. Oh, but you know, we didn't kill all of the elementals, and the water one could shape change, couldn't she? This is way out of the meta. Sorry, guys. I'm panicking. Gemma is our daughter.
Okay.
Right. So anyway, okay, yeah. I think for now I might just let that go. Clearly she's not really interested in new people being around right now, so I'm gonna do my thing.
Okay. All right. So you were going to call child services, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Quietly, if she's still around, because I don't want her to be like, "Oh my God, what are you really?" You're gonna call?
You're gonna call child protective services on me?
Okay. So there's a phone book near the phone, and you thumb through and find the local hotline for child protective services, and you give it a ring, and the receptionist kind of redirects you a couple times to the right person, and you hear a lady on the opposite end say, hello, this is Michelle Brighton. How can I help you?
Hi, my name is David Fox. I'm with the FBI. I'm investigating a string of murders and disappearances in the Rapid City area. All of these victims that we've come across in these have had kids, and I'm trying to see if you can tell me where these children ended up. We have not found any records.
Okay. Well, can I put you on hold? I'll look into it. So could you give me some of the names?
Yeah, I guess I'll just read off whatever names I have from the pictures that we took.
Okay.
I slide over some Polaroids.
Yeah.
There is Max and Theo Jr., of course, that were the professor's kids. So
these two are the most recent that happened within the last week.
Yeah, I'll look into it, and you hear some nice, polite lobby music play on the phone as she puts you on hold, and a couple minutes go by.
They put the phone in an elevator.
Couple minutes go by, and you hear a click as she gets back on the phone, and she says, "Yeah, we didn't get any of those kids in. Are you sure it was our agency that took them?"
According to the local PD, that you're who picked them up.
Okay. That's That's really weird. I don't have
Didn't they
anything
say-
else on file with those names. Do you have any other names? You said it had to do with all these murders that have been happening?
Yes.
Oh, I mean, I can't speak for everyone in my office, but I don't recall ever getting a call from the police to come collect children of these homes.
They said social services were there to pick the kids up, right?
Yeah.
I'll give you the list of all the kids. I wrote
Well,
my detailed notes.
I'm going to.
My Polaroids.
So yeah, I'll read off like all of these, and I'll just say like if you can look into this and see if anyone there has any records or has been in communication with anyone who has handled these children. Is there like a phone number around here that I can see, like, so I can tell them where to call?
Well, you would know that the card Susie gave you has this phone number on it.
Okay.
So, yeah, you can give her that phone number, and she says, "Yeah, I'll look into this. Thank you, Mr. Fox." And she hangs up. So what are you doing now?
I will. Well, I'm gonna see if everyone is still grouped together. I think they all went into their separate rooms though. While I
I'm
went
sitting
to
next to you with a stack of
Oh,
Polaroids.
did you? That's right. Okay. Well,
Are you looking for me? I'm right here. I'm literally right here.
I wasn't sure about everyone else. Okay. Well, so yeah, none of the kids, as far as she knew, passed through or were picked up. So
I wonder if we could have our friend, who may or may not have blew up the toy store, use her magic to look into the past, to the point when the social worker came and took the kids so we can see what they look like.
I don't know if we really want to blow this place up.
Susie, is this place fireproof?
It's more, explosions and bunkers do not mix.
How would an explosion fare in your bunker?
It's more about
What's
what would happen
that?
to us.
Explosions? Bunkers? We okay?
Don't blow up my bunker.
Okay. I'm gonna go get Trixie.
I'm really on the same side of let's not blow up.
Okay. Well, what do you think we should do? We can do research. I gesture to the massive library.
Wait. Take her outside.
I don't want to go outside the magic in between.
I mean, if she blows things up, it'd be good. Because wasn't this where that fire like 4 or 5 years ago happened?
It wasn't a fire. It was like a massive explosion, wasn't it? There's a lot of destruction.
It all grew back really nice.
Yeah, I heard the forest was on fire for weeks.
When we came through here, it looked
It looked good. But you know what they say? Fire in a forest is really good for growth. So
I suppose that's true. I don't.
and they removed all the shrapnel. I remember hearing there was shrapnel everywhere.
Oh yeah. You'd have thought a volcano went off.
Right. Interesting.
Well, so anyway.
Natural disaster, right? That's what they called it on the media.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is I have a file. I've got several files from around that time. Like there was one about a dragon.
A dragon?
Yeah, in Texas.
A dragon in Texas?
Crazy. I know.
You know what?
I believe it's there, or I want to believe it's there.
I worked with a client who swears they saw a dragon in Texas. I thought that they were pulling
I might pick that up as my next case because I've always wanted to look into it.
You know what? I still have the contact for the client who called me. I didn't take the case because I thought they were joking with me. But maybe we could work on it together.
Yeah, no,
that could be interesting.
I've
never been to Texas. That could be fun.
Yeah, they're kind of weird sometimes, depending on where you go. But yeah, I think a dragon investigation would be great.
Did you hear the rumors about the giant tire man that was running loose in Michigan?
Yeah, I've got a case on that one too. I get all of the weird X designations.
Fair enough.
So
that makes sense.
The unsolvables and stuff. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so okay, where are we at? We've got actually we're not that far from the South werewolves.
No,
No, you're not.
We're not.
You're very close to where they would be located at. So if you did want to search out their location, you can do so.
I think that would be something we should do tomorrow if we want to take David and Trixie with us. Nope, Michael and Trixie with us.
Question is,
because they are still recovering from their run-in with the last werewolf.
do we do it during the day? So usually we do these sorts of like recon things at night where it's harder for people to spot you, right? But if we're dealing with werewolves,
Oh, I would suggest during the day, right? With werewolves, that
right? Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
are the rules reversed?
might.
What?
Are werewolves
Say that
nocturnal?
again.
Reverse instead of doing stuff
I mean-
at night, do it during the day.
I would imagine that maybe the werewolves are, just your average
Yeah.
Joe
Are they just
during
gonna
the
be, like,
day. Like, maybe they're not,
creepy?
but they might not even be at their compound. Like, what if they're like off hauling trash because they work for the sanitation department? Werewolf Jones still has to earn income. I mean, yeah, they eat flesh, human flesh, but like they still need to buy other stuff. You can't just subside off of human flesh. You still have to have your vegetables. It's good for you, I would imagine.
Okay.
And like gas for your car, clothing.
I mean, you really need a job if you can just take everything by eating.
I will say, if we want to do some reconnaissance at night or during the day, whatever, I do have a remote controlled flying device.
Yeah.
With a mounted
I'm aware.
camera. Yeah, well, it's very low. I was sitting in my back seat. His name is Henry.
You named your drone,
Well, my car's named Chandra.
and you named your car.
Yeah. Well, I didn't name them.
You named the device that is.
I would like to
Well,
reiterate
anyway.
that I didn't give them their names, but I honor that they have names now.
Okay, we'll dig into that later. Where's everyone else?
Um,
I suppose
Yeah,
they're probably
so-
tired
Trixie
after
found a room that was
getting
like so black that light actually didn't reflect in there. And there was a very creepy doll in the corner in a rocking chair. It was giving me really bad vibe. But she decided that was her room, so she was in there last I saw her.
So Mickey and Trixie, what are you doing in this downtime?
Probably just like recouping, like laying in bed, just trying to figure out what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen some like shit. The two people have just been in the library, basically.
Yeah, Mickey, are you like just kind of laying back on the bed or something, or?
Probably that, and he probably like has pulled out like journals and like writing what he's like seen and like flipping back to like other things he's researched, trying to figure out what's going on.
As you're doing that, a woman's voice says, "Do you need anything, dear?" And you see to your side, Biddy has just appeared in your room and is like this close to your face and like staring at you.
What time of day? It's at
It's afternoon,
okay.
approaching evening probably
just-
now.
Some coffee and really craving pie. Should we just have some like apple pie and coffee, some ice cream maybe? Like I just need to like relax.
Oh, of course, dear. We can definitely accommodate that. And she pops out of the room again. And next she comes to you and pops into existence. And she says, "Is there anything I can get you, dear?"
So when she pops into an entirely dark black room, I just have like a little seance going on, like some candles and my book and the doll that was in the room. I'm just like stroking its hair and like reading from my book. And as I hear the pop, I just like look up at her and look back down and be like, "I'm good. Can you just come back later? I'm kind of in the middle of something."
Well, of course, dear. Take your time. And
That
she'll
doll's
pop
not coming
out.
with us.
of
That doll's
existence.
staying in this compound.
Yeah.
And within a few minutes, she returns to Mickey with a steaming hot black cup of coffee, with a little plate on the side with a slice of strawberry rhubarb pie
Ooh, yum.
and a big old scoop of ice cream starting to melt on top of it.
This is perfect. Thanks, ma'am.
Anything for my guests, sir. And she'll pop back out of existence. So what are you writing in your journals, Mickey?
I don't know. He's probably talking about what he saw, or like read about what he saw in the professor's house, and like the experience in the toy store, what it felt like to be like attacked and bit by a werewolf, and like the ceremony that we went through, and like what that was like and what he felt. Just kind of journaling about that. Probably
And
talking about the people he's met, and like
okay.
this weird freaky chick that like like I feel like the part where she like super glued her leg back together, or like the wound, like she like gave herself like instant stitches, but it scarred. Like it did not look good, but it was fine. Like that was very jarring for
Magic.
me and Mickey. Like that was the creepiest magic he's probably seen. He probably hasn't seen a lot of magic,
Right.
like besides Magic the Gathering, that he is like reading about on
Right.
like message boards.
Right.
But yeah, that like was bizarre.
Yeah, you saw some nerds playing it in the school union before. But
Exactly,
yeah, it was definitely jarring for sure. Okay, and then what? Your seance? Who are you trying to contact?
I am trying to talk to this doll to see if it is actually possessed or something. Because if it was actually rocking in the chair by itself, I assume it's like possessed of something. And it is fascinating to me. Like there is something cool.
Mhm.
Like I'm not worried about it being like dangerous at all. I'm just like there is a doll and it is possessed. So I need to know more about it. So I'm
Okay.
gonna try and do some magic.
Okay.
To try and either communicate with something I don't share language,
Mhm.
or I don't necessarily want to banish the spirit because I don't know if it's malevolent, but probably could try and.
Now, for context, you are staying, just to drop the meta shield real quick, you're staying in Olivia's room.
Yeah.
Which is your old character.
Correct.
Okay. Now, just for the audience's purpose, and for mine too, because I fucking forgot, was this the doll you had initially?
I mean, Olivia would not have left her doll behind.
Right.
So I don't know which doll this is.
Okay.
So this might just be a new doll that was just left in Olivia's room.
Okay.
Well, Olivia had 2 dolls, right? She had
Okay.
an original doll, and then she had the doll that Santa gave her.
Correct. She had 2 dolls.
Right.
She could have left the original doll, which wasn't possessed. It was just like a keepsake from when she was really young.
Okay. So why don't you go ahead and roll your magic?
8 plus 3 is 11.
Okay. So it accomplishes what you want. So you reach out. You are projecting your mind out into the void of time and space. You're focusing on this doll, but as you close your eyes, you see the doll in your mind's eye, and you focus. All of a sudden, you shoot forward, and your vision pierces and goes straight through this image of the doll, and it just keeps on going and keeps on going, and it's just like this black tunnel
What?
all around you, and it, like, in your head, it feels like just wind rushing past, and it's very strange. And you hear almost like a faint echo far away of a girl, maybe your age, maybe a little younger, and she's like, "Where are we? Oh, what happened to us?" And you I don't know, it gets garbled. It's really hard to understand, and you hear like a commotion, fighting, like he's getting away. You got to get him. And you hear like the sound of magic going off, and like loud explosions, and you hear, "We're gonna die out here." You hear all this cacophony of some strange voice you aren't sure of, and then the darkness lifts, and you are standing in some desert, just a broken landscape, and you see ruins around you. It's like they're like large old bricks, but they're tumbled down years ago. There's just sand and dust blowing everywhere. Everywhere you look around you, it's just like it's red, like really red, almost like rust. And like you look up in the sky above, and like the sun itself, it looks huge and red. And you look back down, and there standing in front of you is a girl. She looks like a teenager, or maybe early 20s, and she just stares at you with these pitch black eyes. And she reaches out towards your face, and you wake up from your seance.
Whoa, that was cool.
Oh my god.
Huh. That's never happened before. I'll take out some, like a different book that I have out and just start, like, jotting down notes of, like, what I did to do this and, like, if I try to replicate it later, what I might do differently. Just taking notes and, like, trying to put into words the experience of, like, this weird red, desert with ruins and the sun and, like, just try and get all the details down in the...
I'll say there's one other detail you notice in your vision, that within the ruins there appeared to be a stone crucifix, though very weathered, and on its side it was very clear that looked like you were in a church. So after that mind trip, so some time passes and you are all invited to a supper. Whether you go or not is up to you, but there is food laid out for everyone. A decent offering of some herbed chicken with potatoes and vegetable sides and the like. And it is a hearty feast for, weary travelers. So, are you attending the supper, or do you have other things that you're all doing?
Supper sounds good.
Right? It'd be rude not to come.
Is it pancakes?
You think pancakes in your mind, and
Because we were gonna go
You
to
are
Perkins, so
you are quite surprised to turn the corner and see pancakes sitting in a huge stack on one corner of the big table in this mess hall area.
shit. Michael, did you tell them about our plans for Perkins?
No, I think it's just Pancake Thursday or whatever.
Huh.
Additionally, there are other things that appear based on whatever you were craving at the time. So there is a selection of pies. There's other goodies like hamburgers and the such that almost as if by magic seem to have appeared. So,
Do they have any of those moon dollars or comic cash, whatever that store you were talking about?
Starbucks?
Yeah, that's the one. Do they have any of that stuff?
yes. So sitting on a little platter, like a silver-plated platter, very intricately carved and designed, there is this odd juxtaposition of these cardboard cups with a naked mermaid in green on the front
She's
of
a
it.
siren.
And they are all steaming with coffee.
You're gonna like this. Try it.
I will take one, take a sip. This is good. I don't think this is ever gonna take off, but whatever.
I'm telling you. Invest.
Their IPO is in 2 years, so I'm just saying. They have 30 locations right now.
See, invest. I'm telling you. I bought into the stock. It's gonna take off. It's gonna be good for me.
And this is just warm milk with some coffee in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a cream. That's like a cream foam. It's delicious. Try it.
Mm-hmm.
How much does this cost? I pay 15 cents for a cup of coffee at the diner.
Oh, this is at least $2 in the 90s. It's probably at least $2 for one of these.
It was probably expensive.
Yeah.
But, people will
say
never
it's $2.
pay for this.
Fuck
They would
you,
rather.
Miss Reedus.
Right now, it's
People would rather
like
buy a house than
right-
buy this every day.
right now it's like $6 for a cup for like a big Starbucks drink.
Right.
So in the 90s, I'd say $2.50, $3.
I drink iced coffee. It's the cheapest thing they do.
Well, that's probably not too far off for 1990, given inflation.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's cool. Y'all are having your star dollars.
Yeah, what do we call it? Moon. Well, I don't remember what I said. Comic cash.
Comic cash.
Space dollars.
Moon money. Because I love alliteration. Moon money.
Money. Where did Starbucks
so,
start?
yeah,
Seattle.
you
Yeah.
have your
Been in the
Starbucks.
original.
You sit down to a banquet of food and help yourself to literally your heart's content. You're well fed, well cared for. Biddy seems to have changed outfits, and she's wearing a nice flowery gown or dress rather, with an apron over top of it, and she is shuffling around the kitchen and helping all the guests and residents as they. You're sitting there with Susie Evers and the little girl as well, and you're all enjoying this feast. Are you talking about anything?
I would bring the doll with me to supper and just like set it next to me.
Oh, God!
As I'm eating.
Trixie, why? That thing's creepy as hell!
You and toys do not go well together. You need to leave a doll, a bomb made of fabric.
I mean, this cute little doll, it showed me some cool shit.
Cute!
Like,
Cute! It looks like Chucky!
What do you mean it
Does
showed
Chucky
you?
exist then? Chucky
Chucky came out in like the 80s.
Yeah, okay.
yeah.
What
Go
did this? Wait, you said this thing showed you stuff.
Yeah, like I did like a little thing, and it's called a seance. I don't know if you know what that is.
I've seen
It's like what
these-
you do with the Ouija board.
I mean, it doesn't
The
have...
Ouija board?
Anyway.
The Ouija board. The Waluigi board?
yes. I used the Waluigi board, yes. No, so I was like trying to communicate with the dog because I was possessed. It's not possessed. It's fine. But it did show me some cool shit about like a desert and like a giant red sun and like this girl.
That sounds pretty
was
warm.
there with like big black like filled in eyes. She was cool.
Big
and there was,
black filled in eyes. That sounds like
What a bitch.
demonic.
Right?
You
I
should
mean-
probably not hang out with a doll that has some kind of demonic girl in it.
It's fine.
It kind of
I'm
makes
not
sense.
worried about it.
They're given the room.
As you're discussing all this, Susie backs up out of her chair and gets up and walks around and grabs the doll, and she says to you, "Please don't touch any of the items in your rooms." And she walks away with the doll and leaves the dining
Well,
Is everything okay?
hall. She just keeps walking down the hallway.
Yo, what's wrong with Susie?
And Biddy will pipe up and say, "Oh, dear, she's not been the same since she lost all of her friends. And they were a good lot, too.
Oh, did they die?
Well, that's up for debate. Susie was in pretty rough shape when the last fight was over, but the end-all be-all is one of her friends was dead on the ground when she woke up, and the others were just gone, wiped off the face of the earth.
Like they got evaporated?
We don't know. We searched the area. We searched high and low across America, across the world,
What the hell were you guys
and we
fighting?
couldn't find a sight of them. They were just gone.
Jesus.
Maybe they.
I mean, they were fighting some pretty tough stuff, and it's hard to say. They could be dead. They could just be
maybe they just
floating in some
want
other
to be found.
nether realm. For all
maybe
we
they
know.
decided that, this is a hard life and they wanted to retire, kids.
Believe me, if they wanted to retire, we would have found them by now.
Unless they didn't want to be found.
This is one of the best facilities in the world, or not the world. Either way, we can find just about anyone.
How long ago did
It would
this happen?
take a lot to deceive us.
How long ago did this happen?
5 years ago.
Were they all hunters? And maybe anybody? How long have you been hunting?
Oh,
I'm not.
Well, not hunting, but
I haven't hunted in quite some time, dear. Well, see, this whole place is a construct, and in a way, I'm also a construct. I am just a reassembly of who I used to be. I cannot leave this facility. It is my home. It is, in a sense, also part of me. So,
yeah, Susie tried to explain
I
it
just
to us.
make the best. I'm sorry?
Susie tried to explain that to us, and I just went with the ghost explanation in my head.
It's a little bit of an oversimplification, but if it suits you, then yes, I'm a ghost. And she has given me the order. I don't have to follow any order in this construct, mind you, but I respect Susie, and she doesn't like any of the others' stuff to be touched. She lost a lot in one day, including her daughter.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. Speaking of daughters, why is the daughter of a fugitive living here?
Ooh.
And
I look around, and then I stare at the child who's still here.
Yeah. Gemma looks up and like gives you like just resting bitch face because like really I'm still here.
I'm confused. Who?
And Biddy says, yes, Gemma's been our guest for quite some time now. After Raymond Grayson went missing, we took her under our wing. She didn't have her mother, and her father is, as I mentioned before, missing one way or another. We don't know if he's dead, alive, or just hiding very, very well. He was one of Susie's friends, of course.
Well, I can assure you he's fine. I've been hearing from him.
Like recently? Because apparently
Yes.
he's been missing for 5 years.
I would be cautious, sir, about any correspondence you received from this Raymond Grayson. Raymond Grayson was tricky when he was here on the material plane, but if I can't find him, I very doubt you are in contact with the real.
Well, he's also very good at, well, before the alleged disappearance, he was hard to find when he didn't want to be. So, I don't take offense if I don't necessarily trust that you...
You're not going to trust the magical ghost lady?
Well, look, I want to believe all of the things that she's saying, but I also know that what he is capable of.
I mean, when you were in contact with him, did you look him in the eye? Or did he just, send you a letter? Because anyone can send a letter.
Well, not anyone can send a letter that knows these details. Unless you're going to tell me that he's got someone else set up to run things while he's missing.
I mean, you said he was a criminal, so why wouldn't he?
Maybe his daughter's the one who's having correspondence with you.
Gemma looks over at you and gives you resting bitch face.
Girl.
Gemma's got a lot of attitude. I like her.
Yeah, same.
Biddy pipes up and says, well, all that might be true, but I would just caution you to proceed carefully. Not everything is what it seems, as I'm sure you know.
Well,
Anyhow, can I get you anything else?
We need help with a nearby werewolf camp. Do you got anything that might aid in reconnaissance or?
I could look at it from afar. Maybe I can see what they're up to.
If you promise not to blow anything up, I'm game.
I am actually with her on this one. I'm
No
sure
promises.
Mickey, who has firsthand experience with your explosive technique, might also appreciate not.
Is that like a sex thing?
No.
Maybe?
Okay, just to give context, I wasn't doing magic when the place exploded. It just happened to explode while we were there. Again, I don't know. I did some magic earlier.
You're the one
and
who
it
said
could've
that you
been-
might have caused it, so I don't really. I'm just going based on what you've told me.
I'm just saying it could have been me. Not saying it was me, but I'm saying it could have been ramification.
Ramifications? What did you do?
I mean, everything has a cost. I mean, magic isn't just a free thing you get. I mean,
That sounds expensive. Whatever you may have done that may or may not have caused it. Sounds like it was a big deal. Whatever you did.
I don't know. I'm just guessing. I mean, I use magic every day, and sometimes there's ramifications, sometimes there aren't. So, I mean, I just take the good and the bad, and then I have...
The
That's
facts of life.
Thank you!
So Biddy will say, yes, there's the northern pack and there's the southern pack. And the southern pack does hang around the Black Elf Peak area. And combined with the directions that Patrick had given Trixie and Mickey, you would be able to easily find that if you open that.
Okay, so who wants to do reconnaissance on the pack?
I'm on it.
All right, but Biddy, is there like an all concrete room with nothing flammable?
Yeah, do you have like
yes,
a fallout
we
shelter?
have several rooms like that. You were in one earlier in the ritual room.
Perfect.
If y'all are so worried about me blowing stuff up, I guess I'll go to a secure room or something. Whatever.
Just saying, it really would be a good idea to probably not.
Blow us up?
As
Yeah.
Susie requested, she doesn't want us to blow up her compound.
She's kind of
What?
in charge here. I'm not going
Well,
to
I'm
get
really
involved
not sure.
in
I feel like there's a power dynamic, like Susie's kind of in charge, but really Biddy's actually in charge.
Anyway.
But we
I'm
all
gonna
know
go
that
to
that 14-year-old girl is really in charge.
Yes, sir. I was
right. I'm gonna go to a secure room
Okay.
by myself, and that's 8 plus 3, 11.
Yeah, you set out to do what you wanted, or it works perfectly. So
Yeah, so I'm going to try and scry, basically,
Mhm.
on another place or time. So I'm going to look and see what the Samantha chick in charge of the Southern Tribe is up to, and, like, kind of get a bird's eye view of the area and whatnot.
Okay. So as you settle into this ritual, your vision jumps out of your body and soars between dimensions out of this construct that you're in. And soon you're soaring over the fields that surround Keystone, and you do see the charred remains of a forest, and soon you hit the very green and blue expanse of the living forest nearby, and you start going over hills and valleys, and you see there's a particularly larger hill that you come up on, and as you reach the top, you do see like there's this old ramshackle cabin, and as I said, it's ramshackle. It's very like under maintained, but you do see that around it there seems to be like almost paths that have been worn into the dirt just from people coming and going. So it's obviously been occupied. And you do see a few cars nearby. And at first glance, they almost look like they're derelict, like they're, maybe just this was someone's dumping ground for them. But you can notice closer that these are just old vehicles that are just a little rusty, but they're probably usable. And in fact, one of them looks quite clean. So you assume that someone is coming up here and parking these cars to the side. As you're kind of hovering around this car, your vision turns swiftly and zooms through a window in the cabin. And now you're inside. You see a lady, and it's almost the best example I can think of is almost like some Mad Max attire, where she looks a little like a little shabby. She's a bit like kind of like she's definitely trying to project power to the other people in this room, and you can see that she has like brunette hair that is curly and has a lot of volume to it, but she has like these piercing like dark eyes that just scan the rooms back and forth. And the eyes seem to have like almost like a white blue ring around the edges of the irises, so like it's extra like just intimidating to look her in the eye. And she looks strong. Like she is not petite, she is not overweight by any means, but she looks like she's on the verge of muscular. Like she is just really, really tough. She wears like a leather jacket and blue jeans, and she's standing in front of a crowd of men and women, and she's yelling at them. You hear her say, "So who the hell is doing this shit. All right, I come in here, all right, looking to clean this place up, and now one of y'all is running around and killing people. Come on, all right. Pretty soon we're gonna get hunters in here. We're gonna get the North Tribe in here. All right, step up. All right, if one of you steps up, I won't hold it against you. We'll work something out. All right. I can be a reasonable lady, but I need you to work with me, people. And you hear people like kind of muttering and grumbling, and like you hear one guy stand up and say, "We ain't done nothing. All right, we're hunting the deer too. Okay, we're not going after them. It's not us." And she says, "I don't fucking believe it. All right, someone's doing this. All right, I don't believe those pansies in the North Tribe did it." And at this point, your vision zooms out and spellines.
Interesting. And I will again take out my notebook and start jotting down notes of things that I noticed about the area and like how many people there were, like kind of what they look like, what they dress like, just to keep it fresh.
When you were looking in the building, you would say that, including who you assume was their leader, Samantha, that there were about 10 to a dozen people in that room.
Okay. I will gather my stuff and go back up to the dining room, which I'm assuming everyone else is still in. And I will tell them, so I looked in on the southern camp. I didn't blow anything up, so that's good. But shit was going down there when I was checking it out. Like, their leader, I think, Samantha, she was real pissed that she didn't know why people were getting murdered, and none of them were fessing up to the murders. So I don't know if any of the werewolves had anything to do with this. This might have been like a complete red herring.
Well, we kind of figured it wasn't the werewolves.
Yeah, that sort of
So that definitely
tracks with everything else that we found.
that definitely puts more nails in that coffin.
Oh, that's vampires.
Yeah.
You're getting cryptids.
True.
That's good.
That's accurate. You're right. Have
Yeah.
you met a vampire?
No, but I've seen pictures, which is weird because they don't show up in pictures.
So maybe artistic renditions?
No, they were pictures. They just weren't in the pictures.
Oh, I see.
But they were in the
But
pictures.
they were in the pictures?
Yeah, I saw it online.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
They're going around.
They're going around.
Because these cameras that you have, they're still film cameras, and film cameras use mirrors in order to capture the images. Therefore, unless you can figure out a way to capture an image without a mirror, you cannot capture an image.
But they're in them. They're pictures. Like, they're clearly
So
like...
Yes.
are the clothes just like floating?
No, because that doesn't show up either. It's not the Invisible Man. Calm down, Universal Studios.
I would imagine it's kind of like a dark smear.
Well, I think the joke is the joke is that they're fake, but
Yeah.
like he believes they're real vampires.
Yeah.
Right.
They're like clearly like fake.
Yeah, my first...
You have to believe everything you see on the internet.
The first
Yeah.
case I ever
It's all
worked
info.
that wasn't a case about, these kind of creatures. Was vampires.
Well, I feel like we don't need to go to the southern camp now because I feel like we got all the information we
I
may or may
agree.
not have gotten if we were there in person. And there was like a dozen werewolves there that I don't really want to fight.
Yeah, I didn't really want to mess with any werewolves.
Yeah, I've
If
had
we
my
can
fill
help
of
it.
werewolves.
One thing pretending to be a werewolf, that seems okay. But I think we need to do some research on what we found out about the creature that we're looking for so far.
Mitch, do you think we should look into that company, the Advanced Technologies place?
I was going to suggest that a lot of the people that are turning up dead work there. So, rationally, one would think that the next victim could potentially also work there. So I think that tomorrow we should go there and get some more information. Maybe pull a census of employees, see who lives in the area and who has children.
I mean, I'm trying to think if any of that would be public knowledge. Like, phone books would still be a thing. So we would have to get like a roster of names that people work there.
But
I mean,
phone
we
books
have-
don't publish your profession.
We'd have to go to the company and get
a master list of who works there.
Right. Yeah. There's a website we could check. Right. Yeah.
I mean, they're an advanced technologies group.
They might
could
have
a
a-
website.
Could have a website. Hey, is there a computer here?
At this point in time, it's no longer the ARPANET. It is actually transitioned over into what ultimately becomes the World Wide Web.
All right. Well,
So
are there computers here?
There are computers here. They are connected to the early edition of the internet.
Okay.
I can help.
I don't know anything. You know things about computers.
Yeah,
I see that you have one. Hey, get over here.
Yeah, I have a computer.
Can you, oh.
Yeah.
Please.
Is there a rolly chair I can sit in and spin around and do the you just drink your coffee.
the super.
There is a
loud
computer station that you can sit at, and it's kind of like a half crescent moon type of shape. So you have your monitor in front of you with the desktop underneath of it, with a few different devices jacked into it that you can read, floppy disks, both big and small. You can read the early versions of CDs. There's printer attached and all that, and there's just a bunch
Didn't
of.
you get a floppy disk of information
workspace.
from that one
You
guy's
have no
computer?
I did, but I feel like we read it all. It was all.
Yeah.
But I do have it. You have it. I saved it just in case. Think the first thing we try to do is try to crack into the website of this company.
I think
Like,
so.
Go to
Because if we
their
can just
motto.
pull, yeah.
Figure because we want to know what they do.
Uh-huh.
What is their company? What's their goal?
You know what? Can you break into their website if they have one? Can you hack it and get employee information?
For sure.
You should look up employee information about the deceased people too. It should still be in their system.
But we want to know what they're
for
doing.
recent deaths.
What do they do? What does this company do? Who owns it?
Yep.
And then we can get a list of who works there and research.
Yep. And
the people who have died,
and the
and
people
then
who died, and look at the
probably
departments.
people who we could probably see who has children on their insurance.
Yep.
So
I like
then we
all
can
of that.
know, right?
Do all of that, hacker man. I'll get you a fresh pot of coffee.
Yeah, give me some of that.
Biddy,
that-
Starbucks coffee.
Those foamy lattes.
Biddy,
and
foamy
some-
latte
and some
Starbucks
lemon
coffee. Lemon loaf. What?
Lemon loaf.
Lemon loaf. Sounds
Yeah.
good.
Doesn't
2
it?
lemon
Sounds
loaves,
good.
Biddy.
Yeah, and when we say loaf, we mean whole loaf, not slice of loaf, whole loaf.
And a fork, please.
Yeah.
A couple.
Yeah. So Biddy will comply the best she can, and she brings you several trays of Starbucks coffee and an entire loaf of lemon bread.
I'm telling you, invest, okay?
Right.
They're
Sometimes
just out on the East Coast right now.
Yeah.
West Coast right now,
Yes,
but
yeah.
they're very good.
In my mind, sometimes I imagine Biddy as Rosie the robot from Jetsons.
Across the chest.
So in my mind, she is a cappuccino machine, and she pulls
Right.
lattes from her. I understand she's a
she's a
real person, but in
Just-
my head, she's still sometimes a robot. And I
Yes.
imagine her as a robot, and she is
'cause
making coffee.
You said that, and then I was like, no, but she's a person, so the only way she could get
Oh, no.
out of her coffee
Just lattes?
is just squeezes it out of her boobs.
But how is she going to make it foamy? I don't want to know what she does to make it the foam.
Shake the boobs up.
Oh, yeah, just to aerate it.
Bubble.
Aerate it.
Yeah. Susie comes over and just motorboats her.
Yeah.
And then she just squeezes
I'm
it
sorry.
into a cup.
I'm sorry,
Oh my
internet.
God.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, anyone that might see this.
Please no.
Okay,
Yeah.
well,
But anyway, so yes, we'd like some lemon loaf.
So Biddy drops the trays and then wheels away.
Do you like supporting artists? Do you like nerdy things like Dungeons and Dragons? Then Co-op Creations SD is the store for you. You can find adorable dragons, menacing mind flayers, and jealous jelly cubes to accompany you on your adventures. Need a way to safely transport your math rocks? Then their homemade dice bags will keep your click-clacks warm. Stop on by their Etsy page soon, as stock is limited.
Yeah, so you're trying to find out more
It's an image I didn't need in my life.
about.
Yeah, is there
I
some
would
rolls?
say you're probably trying to investigate, aren't you?
Yeah, I think I'm good at that.
So
I'm
why
drawing
don't you go
something.
ahead and roll me a sharp?
Sharp? Oh, okay. I'll roll. I'll see. I've got to pull up my thing. I'll see what I roll. Well, I rolled a 6, but I think I have a +2 to sharp. But let's see.
Okay.
I gotta scroll all the way back here. Oh, I think I'm actually, yeah. think I'm cool and sharp.
Okay.
So that might be a 7 or an 8.
Yeah.
Sharp? That is an 8.
Okay.
Like I'm gonna
so
int that
you get to
loaf.
hold 1 in that case. So, yeah. So I guess you can either ask some of the original questions, or what are you trying to investigate? I guess.
I guess what's more important, like the name, the like info on the deceased or future possible victims? I guess is the question. Or who owns the company? I feel like those are the 3 important things. Like who is ultimately in charge and what they do. What's their goal? Possible victims or info on the past victims.
I think. Okay, what is this? The investigate a mystery?
Yeah.
Yes.
Not read a bad situation.
Well, I think we can.
I mean, read a bad situation is very much like in the moment, like when something bad happens. So, or if you think you're getting close to something that's bad, that's about to happen.
Gotcha.
This is, you are trying to learn more, and that's more mystery.
Yeah, I would say maybe like a what happened here. Like we're trying to figure out like why are there so many from this company? Like why is it the people like you know?
I think
That's why it's
getting
like
more on like the
who owns it and like what's it about. Like,
Yeah.
don't you think? Like
Yeah.
what's this
Right.
company really for? Because I get the feeling it's like a shell company.
Gotcha.
That's just my hunch.
For shell.
Yeah.
For shell? Is it a for shell?
Like it's a shell company for shell.
Oh, like Texaco, like Shell.
Yeah.
I don't think that exists anymore.
So, initial search, you do find a very simple webpage.
Is there a guest book? Can
I
we
mean-
sign the guest book? They did that,
Yes,
right?
there's a guest book. Of course, there's a guest book. Every website has a guest book.
Right.
And on this website, I mean,
for the
all sites were very simple back then, so it's just very straightforward. You see a logo for all advanced technologies at the top, and you see there is a generic picture of a happy man and woman laughing, and they're like tickling their child, like very stock footage-y. Reading through, you get the sense that it's very much like how do you say, just a very canned sort of description of the company.
Yeah.
Like,
just very vague.
oh, we are, advancing technology for tomorrow's future and providing innovations to the American public, but nothing specific. It doesn't really dive into like what this company actually does.
Just buzzwords, right? Political campaign buzzwords.
Exactly.
Dynamic, invigorate.
We're making
Yes.
tomorrow today.
What else is there? A paradigm shift into the future.
Yes. You see a lot of those words or those like them. And so after a while, you just kind of figure that this website's kind of a bust. You're not getting much off of it. You do see an address to send in resumes if you'd like to work here. But it does go to a P.O. box. So you would have to probably either like rifle through the post office's records, or find some other way to find their actual location. It doesn't seem to have a location for where they do their business. Looking through, I will say that you are able to get into a database, and with a little help from David, you get into an FBI database, and it seems that they do have some of these deaths on file. Particularly, something of note is that a lot of these people that died who worked for All Advanced Technologies were like physicists. Like they were scientists, and like they were some of the best of the best. Working on who knows. There isn't a whole lot of descriptor on what like each of these physicists specialized in, but like you see that a lot of these people who died are the who's who of the science community. In fact, I'll say you even recognize some of the names as you're scrolling through here, just because you've studied some of the work of people who are looking at space phenomenon and things like that, because obviously your backstory lends to that. So yeah, I'll say that's what you find. Whatever this company is, they're definitely working on something big. And
because aliens.
The people that was working for them were smart.
There's some big name people here that were working for this company, like big name physicists. They were like working with NASA and like trying to figure some shit out. I knew they were in South Dakota.
Is there a location where we can go to this place?
It's really vague that there's a P.O. box, but there wasn't like a location, physical location.
Maybe it's in the phone book. I mean, if it's located in South Dakota, you have to have a physical address somewhere.
Given what so they could easily shield themselves from public eye, but they'd probably have some sort of registration with the government,
Yeah,
helping
you have
him
to provide
get
a
into
physical
the
address.
FBI databases. Would there be anything that indicates a location on where we could go?
I mean,
I can roll for it if you want.
yeah, I think that requires a roll. So go ahead and.
Can I help him with that? Like,
yeah, you can assist him. So
Would that be investigate?
I'll say this is another investigate mystery.
Okay. Let's see. Sharp. I'll wait for you to roll.
yeah, I gotta like switch over. We're building a mystery. Or I'm helping.
What's that?
Help
Oh,
out.
yeah.
I'm plus cool. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Plus your cool.
I only have one. Okay. That's an 11.
Holy shit.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so
That's
you
the
get
best.
plus
11 of the
to
night.
roll, Christian.
Okay. Which, oh no.
What did David get?
8.
8. Okay, so you hold 1. So you are trying to get into the FBI database to find an address. So, I will say that yes, with so because you rolled,
Mikey rolled an 11.
Mickey rolled an 11, so yeah, you just get a plus 1. So on the 8, for investigate,
You want to hold 1?
you get into a back door of the FBI database, and you start rooting around, and you do find All the Wall Industries, and it seems like they have worked on some projects for the government before, and you do see an address, and it's not terribly far away. It is up near, it's up near Pactola Lake, and it's less a address and more like directions to get there, because you have to follow Highway 385 and take a side road, and it seems really out of the way, but yeah, you now know the location of All the Wall Advanced Technologies.
I think we need to pay that place a visit.
Yes. Heck,
Yeah.
Where that?
So from where you're at right now, it's probably going to be an hour north. It's close to where Silver City is. But based on the directions you're given, you're going to be kind of heading away from Silver City. So, yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to probably want to be really careful. You get those weird feelings that going somewhere could make you disappear.
Yeah, I've got that feeling too.
I mean, we could all disappear right now if we really wanted to. I'm sure I could figure out how to do that.
That's not.
No.
See,
Mm-mm.
that's where I'm talking about a bad, like someone disappears you kind of thing, right? That's really not something that I am looking for in my life.
No.
I'm sure none of you want to be disappeared.
Nope.
Oh. Hey, your
Robot
audio
voice is back.
went all whack.
You said something about aliens, Michael. You keep talking about aliens. Your friend that died, he was researching aliens?
I think he was researching a lot. That's how we met. We were both researching an outer phenomenon.
And you said some of the other scientists on that list were also...
Well, they were physicists, and some of them were working with NASA, I think, and doing stuff like that. And it's got to be aliens, right?
Either that or the government's doing its own research into the supernatural world. I mean, I know that there are people in the government that know about it. I have contacts that know about stuff, but it's all been kept under the radar. I mean, you know about it. You're in a division that works with it.
And a lot of that really doesn't surprise me, given that since World War II and taking on former Nazis, all of the occult stuff, the U.S. easily could have adopted a lot of that research.
Mm-hmm. But why are people doing that research that are aware of those things ending up dead, and what's happening with their children? Because you found out
I've got a feeling that maybe... So, a theory I've had that after what Trixi found from the vision thing that she talked about, I'm wondering if maybe there's a couple things that could be happening here. Maybe one is that these people are researching this, and some of that research is trying to figure out how to get somewhere like here.
I'm wondering the same thing too. Did your friend work for that company?
No, he worked for the School of Mines, unless he was freelancing for them.
See, the reason I'm wondering is because we think it's something to do with the Fae, and his friend had a lot of research about the Sheed, and if these Fae creatures are what's killing everyone, and they're making it seem like werewolves, and all these people that they're killing, a lot of them anyway, most of them are scientists.
Is it to throw us off?
What is it to throw us off? Or did this company find out about the Sheed, and they're killing these people to keep it hidden?
Because they got too close.
They don't want the Sheed to become public knowledge because it could be dangerous for the fairies. Or the
like that,
creatures.
actually.
That's what my working theory is. I mean, what do you do when you...
Or
what happens when you trap a tiger? It's going to attack you, right? So,
do you think they're trying to appease the fairies and stealing the children for them for power? Because everything you research, it's like the Sheed or the Fae likes to take children, right?
That's what,
So
that's what the stories say.
Do you think they're giving them the children for power or knowledge or advancement?
I still don't think we know enough. What we know so far is everyone that's been killed that now, like, if we look through like the pictures we took and stuff, are they all scientists or just a majority of them scientists?
When you were going through, you saw that about a dozen of them were scientists from this Allowall.
Okay.
The professor was not from Allowall, but he also was researching like the Sheed and fairy stuff, and he seemed to be really diving deep into this sort of lore. Mm-hmm. And as for the other victims, some of them did seem just completely random, which could have been a way to throw someone off the case. Other targets, it's hard to say. Some of their crime scenes looked a little strange. Like there were some people who were in the woods and torn to pieces. There were, some other where they seemed like they were just very common blue collar workers. I guess unless you looked into the files again, you wouldn't know.
I mean, if some of them were found woods, we could be chasing two different cases. I mean, could be werewolves actually killing people. Some of those werewolves do eat people. At least that's what the northern ones said of the southern ones. We don't know if that's true, so we haven't talked to a southern one.
Yeah.
They could have also been to throw people off.
There definitely could be some overlap, for sure.
I think we need to go to this company and get more information.
Yes.
How are we going to get in, though? I mean, I assume they're not just going to let us walk around, right?
Man, David's an FBI agent.
I mean,
investigating a murder, and 12 of the victims were employees of this company.
Well, it would make sense. We do know that this company held contracts with the government, so it would only seem reasonable to send a representative to investigate and make sure that everything is okay. Just want to make sure that our tax dollars are being spent well.
They're killing their own employees and stealing their employees' kids to give to fairies. Why do you think they're going to care about the government?
Well, if they want those contracts, it would make sense that they would be likely expecting someone to be coming out to see what's going on. So I'm sure they'll give us a little chauffeur around, show us what they want us to see, but we definitely can sneak some folks in. Is there a way that maybe you could use some very undangerous magic to conceal people?
I mean, I can do some research. I'm sure there's something in this giant library behind us.
Maybe we walk in with all of us, but they only see 2 of us.
Something I could do is make us very fast, so that we are moving faster than they can see us.
I like
That'd
that.
be something beyond human limitations, right?
Yes. I would say you could do that. You could also, well, there isn't necessarily a precedent for creating a disguise. I would say included in beyond human limitations would be to physically alter your appearance.
I was gonna suggest something like that. Like, maybe we
We're just all...
maybe we tag a couple of employees. Maybe
I mean,
knock them out, steal
I
their
could
IDs, change our appearance.
I could just look ahead and see some people, and then look like them. I mean, what are the odds we're gonna run into them, right?
Not a bad
Yeah,
idea.
you just don't go anywhere where they are. And how you can do that more than once. Maybe you just, if there's somewhere you end up where you need higher clearance, you just become someone with higher clearance.
We're flying by the seat of our pants, and I love it.
Sometimes that's
what
really
we're good
the
at.
only option you have.
Right. So basically, I'm going for mass disguise self, I guess. But I'm sure I'm gonna have to tweak that a bit. Like, I'm gonna have to figure out how to do it on myself first, and then I'll probably have to make a rote to try and make it better.
Well, you are safe here in the compound. You have some time to practice your spells.
Why don't you practice making yourself look like David?
Oh, I'm definitely gonna make myself look like Mickey.
Oh yeah, Mickey's good looking. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
And then I can talk to him in like his voice, and just freak him out. It's gonna be hilarious.
Yeah, I don't know. Mickey might think you're an alien or something.
Exactly.
Can you make yourself look like an alien?
I don't know, probably.
I got some drawings of them.
Do you want me to roll for any of this?
Are you gonna go off and practice this?
Yes, I will go
Okay.
off.
So yeah, go ahead and roll me a use magic.
So we're all going in there disguised, or do you want to go in there as yourself to see if you can get the honest answers? Or honest lies?
9.
Because lies tell a
9,
lot of
that's
information
No.
too.
Sorry, it's 10 because that's plus 3. Right, it's 7.
Okay. So, you rolled a 10, which means it does what you want it to do. So you are trying to disguise yourself as Mickey.
Actually, I'm gonna make myself into an alien to freak out Mickey. So I'm gonna like elongate my head and like make it like nice and round and shape it. And then like change the skin color to be like a green, like a lime greeny hue. And just my head. I'm just changing my head.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. So you change into a disguise of an alien. It works perfectly.
Well, I feel like we're in the computer room.
Yeah, I thought we were all in the computer
But I think she
room.
left.
Yeah, I left to go practice.
He's just like probably like
Mickey's still doing research, getting
like just drinking Starbucks.
drinking Starbucks, eating lemon loaf.
eating, like
Okay. What do you do once you cast this?
I will. I'll check myself out in the mirror, make sure I look good, right? And then I'll try and like stealth out to where I know Mickey is, and then try and scare the shit out of him. Because I don't know how traumatic his experience was.
Get shot.
I don't even think I know he was abducted.
Right.
Like, so this is real mean, but I will try and scare Mickey with a alien disguise.
Okay. So Mickey, you're
Manipulate
typing away on this computer when you feel a small hand on your shoulder. What do you do?
Gemma, like just go do algebra or something. And he turns around holding his coffee. What do I see?
You see a green, large-head, large-eyed alien staring face to face with you.
Ah! And he just throws his coffee. Yeah.
Just throw it.
No, throws it
Okay.
at you.
I would just be like, ah, fuck, ah!
That's scalding coffee.
Warm milk.
It's milk.
Yeah. You successfully scared Mickey.
Michael, you asked Trixie to turn yourself into an alien.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You did good. Sorry about that. Coffee.
It's fine. I just wanted to see if I could. And it worked like a charm.
You got me.
You,
How long does it last?
you're now drenching wet, and I mean, obviously, you could just use magic to clean this up. Lickety split.
How long does this magic last that you look like that? You look cool.
That's a great question. Let's figure it out as we go.
Okay.
I'm going to clean myself up
Magic.
with magic. That's a 10.
That's a 10. Okay. Yeah, it just wipes off of you, and seemingly nothing could go wrong.
Well, that was easy. I mean, I probably should practice some more to make it look like we have, like clothes and badges and shit. Like, actually make it look good. Because just the head is obviously not enough.
Yeah.
So I will go off and practice some more and like take notes and like try and perfect how to do it like for a full body type of thing, and then move on to like multiple people.
So
This
you
will
go
take
back
time.
to your room, and you're standing in front of the mirror, and you try and drop it. Yeah, nothing happens.
Oh no, you're an alien now.
Because if you recall from last episode, you had to roll an act under pressure. And I said that there would be a price to pay, but I was going to hold on to that.
Oh.
And so it seems no matter how hard you concentrate or try, you just look like a green alien.
Cool. Can I change my clothes or anything, or is it just the head that stays?
No, everything. You just look like this naked green alien.
Oh, I can't change anything. I just look like a weird alien.
Huh. I want to put a pair of like Jinkos on her and like a skater hoodie,
There
so
you
she
go.
can just be that. I just feel like an alien in Jinkos.
Yes.
Yeah. I will take notes and be like, this isn't working. I don't know why this isn't working.
Can you just sleep
Okay.
it off?
Deep breaths. I'll get this figured out. I'm not gonna be stuck like this forever. I'm positive this is not gonna be me, hopefully, forever. I will trying to think of something I can do to possibly undo this. Can I quickly run out to, like, waddle out to the library and just, like, start thumbing through books to see if I can find anything about, like, spells gone wrong type of thing, and try and, like, see if there's, like an herbal remedy, or, like, if it just something is gonna wear off in an hour or whatever, you know what I mean? But, like, at this point, I think she is freaking out, and the fact that she can't change back and she can't rely on her magic to solve her problem for her.
Yes. So you do find a volume on some counter magics, or some kind of commonly held beliefs about counter magics.
Spell
You do flip
casting for idiots.
through some of
Right.
this. You do see like in some sort of like anti-transformation type of compound, and you waddle with the book into the kitchen, and you find some of the ingredients, but you can't find all of them. What do you do?
Oh, I would just immediately call Biddy. Hey, Biddy!
Yes, dear. Oh,
Ignore me. I know I look weird. I'm trying to
You're
find
looking out of
some
this world.
ginger root and some of this thing. I just gesture at this drawing that doesn't have a label or anything. Whatever this is, and some sage, and some frog's breath. Do you have any of that stuff?
well, I'll see what I can rustle up here. And she pops out, and a few minutes later, she comes back holding these items.
I just like unconsciously just grab them in her hands. Be like, okay, thanks. I'm gonna be working in here, so I might need some more ingredients. Just feel free to come back in a little bit.
Okay. Let me know if you need any more help. And she'll pop out. And, so you start assembling these ingredients to do the spell. Go ahead and roll a use magic for me again.
Okie dokie. That's 13.
Okay. So in time, you do assemble this little potion, and you enchant it with some gestures and magic words, and you inhale the vapors coming off of this potion, and you go over to a mirror and look in, and you do see that this has had an effect, but it's almost like your disguise is melting off, and it's doing so very slowly. You guess that you'll probably have to just sleep off the rest of it, be back to normal. So
Actually looks like some weird half alien.
Ooh, yikes.
yeah, the half alien people, you know. So Trixi is working on fixing her jinx, and what's everyone else doing?
I think Mickey would probably just be continue working on the computer, seeing what else he could find. Anything else to research, hack.
Okay. Well, concerning what you were looking at earlier, you pretty much dug through everything there is to find on all advanced technologies. And you can't find much else about it other than what you have already discovered. It doesn't really have any directory or list of who works there. Really, just a scant bit of information you found. Yeah. Are you looking for anything else other than the company?
What else do we have issue with? Probably maybe if there's anything more about he'd probably dive into message board about the Shay and missing children. Heard people use the word changeling. I think he would just be looking into stuff like that, researching Titania, Oberon,
Yes. So yeah, you dive into that, and I'll just say you find some surface level information about it, where the signs of a fairy abduction. Usually there's bright lights. It happens at night. People are pulled into a room where it feels like they can't move. Sometimes they can't breathe. And oftentimes they do abduct children. And sometimes a changeling is left behind. It looks just like the child, but it behaves violently, aggressively, and just causes destruction wherever it goes.
would he if he could look in, I guess the papers aren't online or anything like that, but if there's any reports, could you see if there's an age limit on the children? Is it 12 and under, or is it minors? This is experience to happen when he was 17, and some of that kind of sounds similar to his experience, and he's probably thinking, oh shit, I've been researching this one thing, but did something else happen?
Right. So looking at it, it does seem like a majority of these abductions when concerning children, it happens when they are under the age of 15. However, those who are older can still have these experiences, but typically they are returned, usually unharmed. But basically, it seems like these fairy folk just kind of fuck with you a little bit before returning. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. I think that's probably it.
So yeah. So you research the sheet a little bit. Anything else?
I don't know if there's anything else to look into.
Okay. Is anyone else doing anything? Otherwise, I think we'll just go into nighttime. Rest if you'd like. Or stay up pondering your existence if you like. There might be consequences if you do, but
I've picked the room with all of the 80s metal band posters on the wall. And I'm just I'm like looking at all the posters, examining things. Is there, what else is in the room? I don't know what my character would have left behind.
So lots of rock posters, obviously. I can't remember everything that she had in her room, but I'll say just for some flair here, there looks to be like a see-through handkerchief draped over the lamp to kind of provide atmosphere.
Sounds right.
And you do see a guitar propped up in the corner of the room next to a chair. There's a dresser in there, and like you find a lot of black clothing, just a lot of that like rocker girl gear, and I think
this
there's
drawer
even
is
like
just nothing but fishnets.
Yes, there's fishnets, and there's also like probably a leather bracelet with like spiky studs all around it that got left behind. So
this room just smells like the what was the name of
Aquanet?
the Aquanet? Yes.
Oh, I was about to say, you see, rolled behind the dresser there is an empty can of aqua.
Now Susie said, "Don't touch the stuff or don't take the stuff out of the room."
It was implied that you're supposed to leave the room as it is. Obviously, you can use the bed as you see fit, or any of the chairs or whatever. But she doesn't really want any of the personal items to be messed with.
This is cool.
Huh. Gee.
Yeah, I was more into like pop and dance music in the 80s, but rock had its time.
Okay, so David, did you have anything else you wanted to do before bedtime?
No, I think I have done everything for today.
Okay. So with that, you're all finishing up your individual projects. Get to bed, or not. I know some of you like to pace or think about things, so if you would like to do so, do so. But, and some time passes, and you assume it's morning. You can't really tell in this construct. It does seem like an underground bunker. There doesn't seem to be any visible outdoor light streaming in. But you do smell coffee and bacon wafting through the hallways. Someone seems to be making breakfast. So, yeah. What is your agenda today, hunters?
I think it's time for us to go visit that tech place.
Yeah.
How far away is it?
About an hour?
Yeah, it's about an hour north of you.
Well, based on what I have, yeah. An hour away.
One car or two cars?
One, don't
Is
you
it
think? Yes.
A
Easier
weekday
getaway.
or is it a weekend currently?
Okay.
Currently, it is Friday.
Okay,
So what kind of car do you have?
I have a pickup, so I don't think we'll all fit in it.
Okay, we'll take the station wagon.
So I will scry on this place, try and get some employees. I like the idea of some employees to take over, basically.
Okay.
So I will try and scry on them.
Okay.
Assuming it's like time for them to be at work, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
12.
Yes, perfect. So your vision leaves you again, and you travel over the Black Hills, through the forests, and you come across, your vision comes across this large lake. It looks kind of spiny, almost like it was a lake made from like a dammed up creek or something like that. And your vision turns and dives into a gulch in between a couple of hills. And in the bottom of this gulch, there seems to be a road that's winding in between. And you get to the end of this road, and there it almost looks like an old mine. Like, we're talking old Wild West, like wooden, like beams around an entrance. Of course, what distinguishes this is that in front of the mine, it looks like a graveled area, well maintained. And standing in front of the doors are two men with large guns that are standing guard here. They're
That bodes
in
well.
black suits. They're wearing sunglasses. You cannot see their eyes. And your vision continues to dive in to this tunnel, and for a while it appears to be unedited, just this same old, like, derelict mine. Whether it was gold or silver, you don't know, but and you keep diving, and soon you come to a steel door, and this is definitely like newer and was installed to keep people out, and your vision dives through that. And on the other end, you see almost like a station, with a railroad kind of going down the middle of it, and you see some employees waiting to get onto a tram. And a tram pulls up, and you see there is a group of workers. They don't look like they are like a top tier employee here. They look more like they're maintenance. They're wearing a blue jumpsuit. They have hard hats on. You see a younger looking lady with blonde hair pulled back in a ponytail, and she doesn't look like she's wearing much for makeup or anything like that. She's about 5'5". You see another man, maybe he's graying and balding a little bit, although you can't see it much under the hard hat. Looks really gruff, has hard lines. You can see the outline of a pack of cigarettes in his vest. And you see a black man there. He has mostly, it's really close cropped hair. Almost like it was shaved off, but you can still see it's growing through. And he looks like he is maybe middle-aged. Doesn't have a lot of distinguishing features, but he does wear a crucifix necklace around his neck. And then lastly, there's an older woman. She has curly hair underneath of her hard hat, and she just looks like that type of woman you just don't want to cross. She's very stern looking, kind of almost like she's frowning, even though there's no reason she should be frowning right now. And she actually has taken time to put on like full lipstick and blush and foundation and all that. She is made up to almost like she's going out on the town, but she is going to work in some dirty industry. So, you see them get onto a tram, and they ride away. So,
Did I see them have like name tags or anything like that?
yes. You saw one said Julie. The next one said Victor. The next one was Russ, and the last one was Eleanor.
Okay. So is that the end of?
Yep, your vision snaps back, and you're back in the tempo.
Okay, so I'm going to initially try and make myself look like Eleanor.
Okay.
And I'm going to try and transfigure myself first.
Mm-hmm.
Just I can.
Okay.
Based on that description.
Yep.
11.
Yep. You perfectly transform into an old lady.
Okay. Then I will go out to lunch or breakfast. With it, and just like obviously like looking really old, but acting really young and just like very showy. Like, hello everyone, look at my disguise.
Yeah. What do the rest of you do?
That's great, but does she have the energy that you're showing off?
Definitely not. I'm just in a good mood because I got this to work.
What
because you're not an alien anymore.
Did your vision just show you like people? What kind of clearance?
I saw a bunch of stuff, but I hold on, and I'm gonna like point my fingers at all three of them and try and like boop boop boop.
Okay. I think.
Do you want 3 separate rolls? Otherwise,
Whoa.
I think.
I was gonna try and do a road, but
Right. I mean, rules as written, I think it would still be a separate roll for each of them.
Well,
Especially because
think-
each one is a different disguise.
you wanted to go in as an FBI agent, didn't you?
Yeah, I don't know that you need to change all of us.
Yeah. I think just a couple of us.
So, Mickey and Tony?
Depends on if David wants to go alone.
Are you gonna unchange?
I mean, I can make another potion to unchange, but you saw what it did.
It always makes you do that melty thing.
Yeah, I'm assuming it took like several hours after the melting thing, right?
It did, and to clarify, that was just karma coming back at you.
I mean, I don't know that.
You don't necessarily know that, but I mean,
I would probably prepare, because, again, I'm taking, like, extensive notes on all this shit.
right.
So, this is what I did, this is what happened, this is what needs to happen, blah, blah, blah.
You're researching
right?
new magic.
I would like
Okay.
to, if at all possible, not be magicked.
You just want to look like you and go in with
I'm mostly
buddy
just
cop?
I'm mostly just consistently afraid she might blow me up.
I mean, you saw me do this yesterday.
Yeah,
And
I'm less worried about you blowing yourself up because you don't want to die, but I don't really think you care at all about blowing up a stranger.
I can't hurt myself. The entire time I've been doing this, I've never hurt myself.
See? I'm still concerned.
So, yeah, I guess I have very little concern for my own well-being, because I have never hurt myself. So, I mean, take that with what you will. But I'm assuming Mickey is going to probably
magic
want
me
to
up.
change, right?
Sounds like fun.
Okay.
Michael's brave.
Do you want to be a black guy, a
my
girl, or what was the other
This is
one?
an old white guy
An old white guy
who smokes.
Who smokes?
who smokes.
I think I'll go with the old white guy.
Smoker Joe.
Oh, no, I think you should be a
So,
girl.
old smoker. Okay. Bada bing, bada boom.
Oh, I could be your granddaughter.
Oh,
Oh no.
I rolled real bad,
Good.
but
Good.
No,
I'm gonna be
Mickey,
an old
no.
white man forever.
that is a 6.
Oh, no.
yeah, that's real bad, guys. So
See?
He explodes.
Did I just get Hermione?
instead of disguising Mickey just begins to age in front of your eyes.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
no.
Oh, no,
This
stop
is-
it. Benny!
I saw this
And-
in Indiana Jones. It did not end well.
Stop it.
It does stop eventually, but you feel yourself just like your skin starting to lose cohesion and get wrinkly, and you start feeling aches and pains all over your body, and you rush over to a
Is
mirror.
this what you
and
feel like every day?
At least 20
Not
years have been added to your
You're older
lifespan.
than I am.
20 years? You said 20 years? Can you reverse that?
I'm 42.
He-
That's a little too close to my current age, and I don't like that you're calling that elderly.
I don't know. You might need a nursing home soon.
Right. It's my birthday month. I'm a little sensitive.
right. Same.
Right?
So
So, see, this is how
I
come.
think you made him actually older when you're supposed to make him look older.
Yeah, you need to fix that. You need to reverse that right
Did you-
now. Is that
Was
reversible?
is this glamour or is this real?
No, this is real.
Oh my god, this is horrible! This is horrible!
Because he fucked up the role.
Oh, this is
Or
great.
I should say.
This is great,
Mickey's
but also
having
horrible.
an existential crisis. Oh my god, I'm old. You just doubled your age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can try and reverse that, or I can just change you what you look like, and we can figure that out later.
You just want to double magic me?
Why
I think I
not?
might just be old.
I mean, what's the worst that can happen?
You make
You
him
can make me
80.
60.
Oh man.
Benny, help! Susie, anyone? You
Anyone
understand?
else want to revolt Republican now? I just feel so clear.
Do
We're all
you
in South Dakota.
Do you
We probably
understand?
are.
Do you understand why I didn't want to be
Hey,
magic?
I never said that I think you should. And,
Not that I don't trust you.
you know, to
I
be
just don't
honest, it
trust
could've
your
been worse.
magic.
I mean, that's fair. It's a little wonky sometimes, but it's okay.
You aged him 20 years.
He'll survive. I'm sure he'll wear off.
He looks like my older brother.
Huh. Interesting.
Do you have
I
knee
should
pain? My brother complains a lot about knee pain.
Do you need
Yeah,
a
I think
walker?
it's gonna rain. My joints just ache.
Biddy, can we get a walker in here?
I like that you guys think that 40 is elderly, that I need a walker, and I'm getting a little offended.
Well, okay. For your character, seeing yourself suddenly aged 20 years is quite the shock.
It would be very, but
Like-
walker
Which
jokes.
is the point.
Yeah, no thank you.
I don't know. You probably you
Well, I don't
probably
know. You might need it if
Yeah.
you get
You-
magicked again.
you might feel like it though, because like you go from being in your 20s to no aches and pains at all to your 40s with all of them.
Right?
Yeah, you just went
I need some
in the matter of
Excedrin.
like a minute from like I'm unkillable to oh god,
Right.
I would really
I
recommend.
am immortal.
Yes, I would really recommend not drinking much coffee. Your poor heart might not be able
Right.
to take it.
Oh yeah, you might want to also lean back on the pies and greasy cheeseburgers.
Yeah, honestly, we might want to get some Tums on the way. Maybe some Pepto.
So,
So,
I think you might want to practice that more.
I mean, it worked just fine on me several times, just saying.
Yeah, this is the first time you've cast it on anyone else.
Yeah.
I mean, I could probably practice it more on other people.
Could you?
Where's that Gemma chick? I could try it on her.
No.
Maybe she'll...
No, you're not.
Get
No,
over
No,
you
I think
leave the
she's
child.
off limits.
You leave the child alone.
You're not
You
fun.
know, really, why don't you just try and see if you can reverse
The age thing. I think that's a good idea.
Mickey's
Yeah.
age here?
I think that sounds like a good idea.
Do I have to do another potion, or can I?
I will say, depending on how much time you want to spend on this today, you can look for a potion in the library and see if you can somehow reverse it. You can try and use magic right now to try and reverse it. But, things could also get worse. So
Right.
that's the risk you run.
Right.
I think we leave it up to Mickey since it's his body.
Yes. I will,
My body,
I will
my
let
choice?
Mickey choose.
My body, my choice.
Do you want
Yeah.
Do you hear that, South Dakota?
Right.
How are you feeling, Trixie?
I mean, I'm feeling pretty lucky. I mean, I didn't have any problems.
Then fix me!
Okay. It's gonna take a
Oh, I
little
think
time.
I threw my back
do a
out.
little research,
Oh.
or I could just bing bang boom, just do it. But it
It's the
might
American
not
way. Just
work.
bing, bang,
Trixie.
boom it.
Just bing bang boom him.
Bing bang boom.
Trixie, let's be honest, like deep down, you're a great spellcaster. You're a great witch. And you got this. You could just snap your fingers and reverse it.
Missy made Elliot that. Flip it down and reverse it.
Yeah, it's your plan again.
Swim yet. I believe, yes. It's the proper pronunciation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try and just use magic again.
Okay.
She's gonna
That's 11.
Yeah.
Oh, there you
She
go.
cast Control Z. Undo.
So, yes, your visage starts returning to normal. Your skin tightens, your pains and aches start to go away, and you even feel more energetic as you return to your normal age.
I was waiting for that to fail again and for it to reverse it so he ages back to like a 10-year-old.
Yeah. I'd be like, where's that Gemma chick?
Ooh, she was cute.
Yeah. He'll
So
probably
old,
like just start running around and pounding coffees and like do that little like thing where you run and jump and click your heels together and just like feel energy. He's like, I've never felt so good.
Your heart can still give out as a young person. I would calm down.
I survived the 80s. It'll be fine.
Okay.
You survived
So-
the 80s as a child because you were a child.
Yeah, I still did coke when you were a kid. It's Iowa. What else are you gonna do?
Mickey, I need to talk to your parents.
Right.
I did do coke in the 80s. Did you do coke in the 80s?
Nope.
I was in
Oh,
college.
I thought we were talking about ourselves. No, no, I did not.
No. Real character.
So over breakfast, I'm going to tell them more about like the compound and like the guards and stuff, and the trolley, the burst. But I'll explain all the shit I saw and how we were going to plan on getting in and whatnot.
So so
Okay.
people guarding the doors with guns seem very inviting.
Well,
No.
When you have government contracts, you're going to protect it.
So you think they're gonna let us in?
I don't see why they wouldn't at least give some consideration to a federal agent.
Alright, well let's try it. See what happens.
Yeah.
If all else fails, we break in at nighttime when they're closed.
Wall of sales. Trixie can just age up so they can't move.
Yeah, they
Perfect.
Boom.
exactly.
There you
Right.
go. I like it.
Bring walkers.
Yes.
Yeah. No, we don't want them to get anywhere.
I was just gonna suggest breaking in at night when they're closed.
Well, I mean, they'll still have people there.
Yeah, but not as many
So.
people.
Well, great. I'm glad that didn't take all day to fix that. So let's get ready.
Okay. So you get ready to head out, gathering your tools, supplies, weapons, whatever you need. Are you heading out in one vehicle, both vehicles?
I think one vehicle.
You should probably take the
Station wagon. We have a station
probably-
wagon and a truck as options.
Well, we do have my vehicle.
Your vehicle's not here; it's in town. I guess we could go get it.
We're going. Oh wait, are we going? Yeah, we're going north from here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Rapid City is northeast of you, and your destination is direct north of where you're at right
So we can make
So-
a detour to get your car. Your car probably seems a little more official, FBI.
Might be.
Yeah.
Might
Oh,
look better.
You know, give me a second. I go and put on my power suit so that I look more the part. Of course, it's still the early '90s, so we got the pastel undershirt going on.
Be nice if there was like a garage or something.
Here,
Yeah.
I mean, we could ask Biddy if there's a garage.
Oh, yes, we have a garage downstairs.
Biddy, where'd you come from?
Oh, I was here all the time. I was listening to your conversation.
Why didn't you help us when Mickey got aged 20 years?
Oh, well, I couldn't do much about that.
Fair enough.
Okay. Is there anything in the garage?
Well, there are a few vehicles still left over, although I don't know if Miss Susie would be happy if you took them. Although we do have maybe a van or so that we could lend out to you.
No, that's fine. We probably should just take mine. It is going to look much more official.
You don't think of my station wagon as official?
No.
Officially lame.
Oh.
It's a good
See,
car.
a young
It
person
got good
could say
reviews.
that. That makes
Right.
sense.
It passed all of its crash tests.
Oh god.
That's what an old person would say.
It's
Yes.
Like me. I'm an old person. Look at me.
Yeah.
It's a great family vehicle.
We're not trying to go on a family vacation.
This isn't.
Well,
We're not the Griswolds.
I'm aware of that. I'm just stating what it said in the advertisements when I bought it. The salesman told me it was a great family vehicle,
Why do you need a great family vehicle?
so I can drive my family in it.
We're not your family.
I'm aware of that. She knows I'm aware of that, right?
I was
What do you
almost
saying
aware.
aware?
It just like I work a lot, but I gotta go home sometimes, and then I take the kids to Disney World. You know?
You have kids?
Yeah.
Huh. Neat.
Okay.
It's the '90s. Moms can be hard workers, okay?
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes, they can. So is your plan then to go get David's car from the town?
Yes.
Okay. So you pack up and you head on out, back up to the city, and you find his vehicle. Is it still parked up on that lookout point?
I think so, yeah.
Yes.
That's for my cars too.
Yes. And it's has a few dewdrops on it from the dew in the morning, and you had a black pickup truck, did you not?
Tahoe.
Tahoe.
Chevy Tahoe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you roar that to life. Who's all getting into the Tahoe with him?
Can all of us fit in there?
I mean, yeah, it's a Tahoe.
All right.
Things are big.
Everyone in the Tahoe.
So you all gather into the Tahoe and pull away and head on down the road towards your destination. You pull around a corner of a large hill and you see the lake in front of it. and it stretches out far, and it's actually quite picturesque in this midsummer environment. You wind around a road that follows the edge of this lake until you see a little gravel offshoot, which you turn off on and travel down in between these two mountains. And you get to the end where it seems like it's a very large roundabout that's been kind of scooped out in this area, paved over with gravel. And you see to one side that there is a small shuttle or bus that's parked there. Probably brings workers in from the city. You might see a couple other vehicles here. They're just kind of pulled off to the side. And in front of you, you do see this opening to this old abandoned mine. Well, not abandoned anymore. And you do see two guards standing there, dressed in black, holding very large semi-automatic rifles.
Before we got to the location, I would have asked Mickey if he wanted me to try and disguise him again, or how we're planning on getting him in.
Can you just change my clothes to be a little more professional?
Well, they didn't have professional clothes from what I saw. They had clothes like this, and I dressed her into the old woman's
It's a jumpsuit.
Yeah.
So
Can you just put me in that?
Yeah, it's like a maintenance jumpsuit.
Okay.
Because what's the plan? They're FBI agents escorting people to work?
Well, y'all are just walking in like you work.
Oh, we're just going to walk in?
Yeah.
We're splitting the party again. Oh, okay.
Yep.
Cool.
We're splitting the party.
Cool. Last time we did that, a toy store exploded.
Yeah, that's fine.
It's a good thing you're not going to a toy store.
Well,
Yeah, it's good that we're not going to an abandoned scientific
We're
mine.
all going to be in the same
Right.
building, so if it explodes, we're all fucked.
Yeah.
So I changed her clothes because I rolled a 12 to look exactly like a jumper like mine with a name tag and everything. I'll have it say Victor.
Oh, I like that.
Okay.
You could be escorting him in. He's a new staff.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So you get out of the vehicle, and you head towards the mine.
Yep.
Okay.
Those two first. We'll go later. They shouldn't see us coming together.
Correct.
Okay. So Trixie and Mickey make their way towards the open mine shaft, and one of the guard stops you and says, "Badges."
I just dangle the badge. I don't know if I can actually touch it, but I try and show it to him.
And he looks down at that badge. I see you earlier.
I had to go out to my car.
And he looks and he's like, "I thought you came on the shuttle."
No, I drove today.
Roll manipulate someone.
I'm good at charm, so I'm fine with this.
You've been rolling great.
Yeah, it's probably another 11.
I only rolled a CX. So that is a fail.
Could I help?
You got luck points. You got.
Oh yeah, burn those luck points.
I kind of want an XP, but I could burn luck point.
Well, you get XP if you.
Oh, I still do?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll burn luck point.
Okay. All right. So with that, the guard looks a little suspicious, kind of questioning his own sanity, and he shrugs and says, "Whatever. Who's this guy?"
Oh, this is my friend. He's new. His name's Victor.
I'll just.
Yeah, he'll just kind of stare at your hand and.
Nice to meet you, sir.
Leave you hanging.
Look forward to working with you.
And he says, "Whatever, get inside." And they let you through, and you follow this long, dimly lit shaft that leads into the mountain.
Sorry.
And you come to this steel door.
You know what, David?
Steal?
Yeah.
I should have given one of them my phone.
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, but it doesn't work in this abandoned mine.
Yeah.
So, steal, like, I mean, I guess there's humans working here, but, like, there's fairies here. They can't get through this door,
Oh.
right?
So you would know that it's cold iron.
Oh,
Yeah.
they have the same thing.
There
Never
we
mind.
do.
Okay. JK.
Do the doors just open? Can I just...
Yeah, it's a very heavy door, but you can open it and pull it till it swings open, and you get inside, and you see, as you saw in your vision, the platform where you can wait for a tram, and you see a little counter on a sign up above the platform that says 2 minutes.
Oh, looks like we're stuck here for 2 minutes. 2 more minutes.
Well, what do we do for 2 minutes? You want to hold your breath?
And right now the platform looks empty. So, what about the other two? What are you guys doing?
Well, I suppose after waiting a few minutes, we'll stroll on up
Okay.
to the guards.
Okay, so these guards look at you a little suspiciously, and one of them, like, in not too subtle a manner, kind of lowers his gun, pointing kind of at you, and is like, "Hold up, who are you?"
I'm Special Agent David Fox. This is my partner Toni, and I show my badge. We are here in regards to several missing employees of this establishment. We'd like to have a few words with members of management or any other
Supervisor.
supervisors or employee resources departments.
If you want to talk to someone, you're going to have to call and make an appointment.
Or I think you can let us in now because this is also a matter of whether or not our contracts are going to be held up.
Go ahead and roll and manipulate someone.
Can I help? I want to help.
Yes.
I want to help. I cross my arms and look sternly, nodding my head in agreement. Crack my knuckles a little more. What are you, plus what?
Cool.
I'm super cool. Ooh. 10.
Oh.
So that's help. That's plus 1 forward for you.
10.
Nice.
Nice. The guard that's talking to you kind of looks at the other one. The other one kind of shrugs, and he says to you, "Alright, yeah, but, alright, I'll take you to the main offices. Follow me. Hey, you keep watch out here." And the guy waves his hand in front of him to allow you to walk through.
Oh, you lead the way, sir.
I'll be right behind you.
Okay. I go through.
I follow.
So, and he follows you, and you march down this same shaft that your previous companions had already done, and you reach the large steel door. The man jerks it open, and
Why are we
you're
jerking
there
shafts?
at a platform. Yes?
Why are we using the word jerk and shaft? This is just inappropriate.
I don't know. I'm just jerking around, I guess. But you all get there. As you are entering, the tram pulls up, and you're allowed to get in. And as you're all getting on this tram, and the guard follows you all, you feel like you've made it. You've gotten to this facility, and you can just feel it. You can feel it in your bones that you're about to learn something big, that all this is about to fit together. And we pull back to the guard, who's a little worried that, he's going to piss off his bosses, who's a little bored, but this kind of makes for an interesting day. And then he looks over, and he sees in a maintenance door off the side of this tram station. It opens, and out walks Eleanor. And he looks over at Eleanor, and he says, "What the fuck's going on?" And that is where we're going to end tonight's episode.
Fuck!
Then we snap a snack.
So thank you very much for tuning in to Campaigns of the Plains. Hope you're enjoying our Monster of the Week in between season. Make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and your favorite podcast platform. We really appreciate your support, and we can't wait to see you next week. Good night.
Thank you for tuning in to the Campaigns of the Plains channel. Catch new material every Friday on YouTube, and make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook.